Hey, and welcome to map 20 of Doom 64. This is Breakdown. As you can see from the opening section here, things are going to be pretty messy for the first few moments here. We really need to get our hands on a shotgun as quickly as possible. Good thing there are some shotgunners dotted around. There's quite a few enemies who are going to be hurling stuff at us, so we want to make sure we take care of all the hit scanners as quickly as possible. Gonna head up top here. Take out the imps with the chain gun. It's important not to get overwhelmed as you start this level. It's very easy to find yourself kind of a bit frustrated. This is a somewhat frustrating opening, and not just because of the enemies, but because of a mechanic we'll be talking about in a second. In order to progress here, we need to hit these switches. If you hit this one, it actually brings in some cacodemons. You need to hit the one on the other side. Once you hit the switch, the blue key card drops down, meaning that we can move into the next area. There is some ammo here which I'm going to definitely be grabbing. We'll be wanting that as we head into the next section of this level. We won't be coming back to this area either, so it's a very interesting opening, very visually pleasing, a bit abstract though for my liking. The switch can be a bit frustrating to find on your first time through. The game gives us a super shotgun here. There's a bit of a nasty trap here when we drop down. As you can see, the walls give way to a bunch of Hell Knights and Nightmare Imps. It's best that we just get rid of those as quickly as possible. Hit the switch. Let us come back up here. There's also some armor here and some ammo in the wall here. The backpack in particular, very useful in this level. We're going to be wanting to make use of that. We can't go that way because we don't have the red keycard yet. Making use of the super shotgun here means that we can take out multiple enemies at once, but the chain gun I feel is the best way to deal with the shotgunners slash zombie men. There's also a rocket launcher behind us there, but don't want to pick that up right now because we'll switch to it and it's a bit too close quarters for my liking. Maybe we'll use that later in the level. A lot of spectres hidden around this corner here. And a Baron of Hell. He was just chilling out by that door. Again, another nasty little trap here. When we drop down into that pit there, a bunch of pinkies and spectres are going to come out of the walls at us. And not just a few, quite a lot, so make sure you're stocked up on ammo before you dive into that. Trust me, I've fallen for this one many times when playing through Doom 64. You can sort of skulk around the room and help yourself to the ammo if you really want to. But as you can see, we go up and it's pinky time. Ideally you'd have the chainsaw here if you're bringing all the weapons through from previous levels. The chainsaw's particularly good at taking out pinkies in mass. One thing though is this level is very generous with the ammo, so don't feel too concerned about holding back. Just make sure you get rid of the pinkies before they cause way too much damage. With the red key in tow, we can't go that way. That leads us towards the exit. The red door is where we saw previously. Do want to make sure we grab the shotgun ammo. There is a secret area here. If you're playing on the top difficulty, it's a Baron of Hell around the corner there. Otherwise, it'll be a Hell Knight on the lower difficulties. Doesn't seem very happy to see us. We don't really need that supercharge right now. I'm going to hold off just in case we need it later on. Hitting that switch lowers this wall here. Chain gun in the Baron to death here. How they need even the dead of me. It leads to this outdoor area. Now, this outdoor area is a bit confusing. You basically have to go around, hit a bunch of switches, and that lowers various doors and walls that will allow you to progress further on. Not the biggest fan of it, I have to say. It's a bit of an abstract one. I do like that there are some really nice collectibles around here though, like the Megasphere and the Plasma Rifle, but honestly, I think it's a bit difficult to work this one out, especially for first time players. There's a Baron just teetering around that corner there. Excellent. There's another Baron inside there. They never seem happy to see us, do they? You'd think after all we've been through in these games, they'd be a bit more happy to see us. As you can see, this is one of those switches we were talking about earlier. It does lower the cell ammo, although we're not really going to be able to make too much use of that on this level. You want to be hitting that switch there. Just seeing if you can actually shoot that switch. You never know in Doom 64. You can see the switch that we did hit lowered the gate here, so we can enter this part of the level. So what does that do? I know it does something around here because I can hear the lift that it does. I think it's in there. I don't think we can get in there right now. We'll have to come back later on, I think, and get it then. We go inside here. There's another switch. And that has opened this up. Rocket launcher would have been a bit overkill there, I think. So you can see that's a solid wall. If we head around here, it leads us to the yellow key. Also spawns in some lost souls, although not as many as you would have hoped on the high difficulty. Doom 64 has been pretty ruthless with the lost souls so far, so you know that isn't really much of a challenge at this point. If you want to grab the Megasphere, this is how you do it. Just gonna check it's not this way. There you go. Brings down that wall there. I think there's a BFG inside of there. There is. If we weren't right near the end of the level, this would be absolutely wonderful, but you know, it's always nice to find yourself a BFG. I think if we hit that, the plasma rifle comes down. It does. So you can get pretty well stocked up on this level. There's lots of ammo, lots of weapons. It's a bit cryptic at points. I think that's what kind of pulls this level back from being great, in my opinion. Some of the waypoints forward are a bit too cryptic, in my opinion. But as we head inside here, I wonder what's going to be down here. Just a bunch of imps. Well, we may as well make use of that BFG. Took out all the imps, and that's pretty much the level done. Like I said, I think this is a good level. I don't think it's a great level, though. At least compared to some of the levels we've been playing previously in Doom 64. This kind of feels like a small step back, in my opinion. Not sure why, I just think that some of the decisions made, some of the puzzles are not as fun to play around with. And a lot of narrow corridors and a lot of spaces that feel kind of claustrophobic, which can be good, but there isn't really much of a variation in this level, so this one for me, not as high as some of the previous levels we've been talking about. But let me know what you think of Breakdown in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know, and thank you very much for watching.